K-Pro Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. They wanna find the treasure, they wanna find it now. They are K-Pro and they are cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest Fenn. Sing it! K-Pro Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow.
Okay, K-Pro Cow Powwow. Today is Monday, July 10th. How you doing, K-Pro?
I'm doing okay. I've been super busy on some other things, and now we're here. We weren't going to do a show, but I just became familiar with some stuff actually last night, and then had more messages today of huge news. And I'm like, I don't know a lot about it, but we're going to report the facts, and then we'll go from there. So, but how are you, Michael?
It's 100 in hell here in Vegas, but we got a pool, so that's okay. The kid's been in the pool like all 3 days. Everybody's sunburned, but we're doing okay.
Wait, let's be clear. Not only the kids' friends, neighbors' friends. We have a mecca of pool going people. We have anywhere from 3 years old to, I don't know, as old as we are. We've had a lot of people here a lot of days. So it's kind of cool, though, to kind of be the hub house, even though it's just to use our pool.
Right. Yeah, it's fun. We had a lot of people over. So, yeah, we just had dinner, and K-Pro was like, are we going live tonight? And I said, but what would we talk about? So, of course, K-Pro has something to talk about. I guess it's interesting. I would just don't understand why it was brought up now. So I'll let K-Pro explain what it is. But like 3 years later, why was it brought up by Shiloh? So, yeah, take it away, K-Pro.
Yeah, so anytime we have Shiloh words, I think we need to discuss them. I first thought this was kind of nothing. I'm like, because this was discussed before, there was a discrepancy of words to characterize this event that happened. But then a few people started messaging me and saying, no, do you see what's actually confirmed here? And alternative endings being discussed. And so let's show you what we have first, which is Shiloh's words. I always want to start with the facts. I'll give you a little bit of my opinion. I don't know a lot of it. I know they've been discussing it big time on the different forums and channels and things. And so, is it a something burger? Is it a nothing burger? Would it have been interesting if McCracken had this information at the last trial? Will this affect the trial with Dave? I don't know these answers. I just think about them. So why don't you bring up, thank you for getting me this. And so can you zoom in a little bit? So this was a text between Ben and Shiloh. I believe it was night before last. You guys can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Okay, take that down. I need to see this. Okay.
Well, I guess we should talk about it because he's refuting what you said. So it's kind of, it's based off of what you said back in the day, right?
Right. And I think okay, so I'll put that as the precursor of, there was a event that happened. And when I met with him, when it was me, Shiloh, and Shannon and Cynthia, it got a little tense at the end. We did a show about this. It got a little tense at the end. I was calling the event an intervention. He said, where'd you get that word? I told him from Forrest directly. He said, no, I don't know if I believe that. He's like, don't use the word. And I then told him a couple of the details, which was interesting because all I told him was the month, the year, and a couple of keywords. And he knew exactly what event I was talking about. And he said, that was not an intervention. That was a family meeting. Can you please use the word meeting? And I said, gosh, if that's the biggest controversy, absolutely. I won't use the word intervention. I'll use the word meeting. Like he says, there's no news there between which word it is. But this confirms, I did think it was interesting how quickly he knew exactly what event we were talking about when it was over 2 years later. So something must have really happened during that discussion. Well, from his words, not mine, I'm not going to put in any conjecture of what I was told by Forrest or what happened. I was there at the home when some things happened the day before. I won't even go into that. I just want to go into the words. This is the new factual information. So we don't know what was said before this. I'm presuming it's something like Ben saying, was there a family intervention or something?
So,
and
to be clear, this wasn't sent today, right? The message.
Day before yesterday.
Oh, so it was recent. Oh, okay. All right. Then that's why I'm like, why now? But okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, how I understand it is day before yesterday. This is what Ben posted on Discord. And then there had been, I checked in on Discord, I think yesterday morning-ish, or I'm not sure when. And there was all this discussion about alternative ending, and I didn't understand it at all. Somebody had sent this to me and they said, "Do you have a comment?" And I thought, oh, this is just Shiloh doing the same thing. He's saying the word intervention should not be used. And I was fine with that. But when you read this whole thing, and I didn't until just a little bit ago, and some people like really slapped me on the head, like, really, you didn't read the whole thing? And I didn't. I just been busy doing other things. I didn't get into every word, but the words matter on this one, because I think it confirms a lot more. I don't care. I'll call it an event. I don't care if the words meeting. I don't want to offend anybody with the words, but okay, so this was between Ben and Shiloh, and it says there, this is Shiloh texting Ben. So these are Shiloh's words. And it says, there was no intervention. Conversations were had between family members about alternative endings, let's say, but in no way and at no time did any of these conversations come anywhere near being able to be categorized as an intervention. Not even close. They were respectful, friendly, and strategic. So it sounds like there was, well, I'll put my conjecture in later. I believe the intervention topic was created directly by YouTubers who took what little information they had, most of it third hand, most of it not really correct, and twisted it purposely or an honest mistake to make it something bigger, scarier, and much more dramatic than it actually was. Okay, so the two pieces that jump out to me is alternative ending and strategic. If I hear the word strategic, it was obviously more of an in-depth conversation than just something at the peripheral. I agree that it was most likely.
I have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't remember when this not intervention happened at the old Forrest Fenn home there. Did Forrest know that Jack had already found it at this point, in your opinion?
No, this was a year and 3 months beforehand.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Well then that, I mean, what does alternative ending mean? It just means Forrest pulling it. It means Forrest ending it. What other alternative ending is there? There was no finder then. So that's interesting. Now, it would make you think, oh, then that means Jack was nudged, but then it was only a whole year later. So I don't know what was said. We don't know what was said. I guess Shiloh could actually tell us what was said if he really wanted to. But yeah, it is interesting that they at least had the conversation. And something tells me, just my opinion, is the family was saying, you got to end it for us. And Forrest was saying, no, hell no, I'm not going to end it for anything. But that's just a guess on my side.
Well, and I'll put in a little conjecture. At the very end, it says this is made into something bigger, scarier, and much more dramatic. If you're talking about alternative endings to a treasure hunt that you could get sued, people have died, etc., maybe this is only my opinion. Maybe I think Shiloh didn't understand the perspective of some of. I mean, if Forrest is now having to explore alternative endings with his family, I think it's a pretty big deal. When he says it's bigger than it actually was, that's pretty big in Forrest. I'm not speaking for Forrest, but I would think if somebody has gone through everything he did, for him to have to explore or need to explore alternative endings with his family. And then we have Dale's emails where he said, I different members of my family and the chase is over. I think that would be a big deal to Forrest. Maybe not, but I think he cared a lot about the treasure hunt. And if he's having to, with Dale's emails, he's calling off the chase. I think that's a big deal. Maybe the family didn't, and maybe that's why they're in different perspectives. I'm trying to be respectful to it, but if alternative endings are being discussed with the family respectfully and strategically, I would think that is a big deal.
Well, And I guess you could look at alternative endings as, hey, Forrest, meaning the family, let's sit down and talk about if somebody was to find it and not tell you. Somebody finds it and tells you, but they want to be anonymous. I wonder if they talked about that ending. In other words, when there is an eventual finder, how are we going to handle it? But I don't know if alternative endings is the way to phrase that. That would just be, let's talk about the ending and how it might go down. And maybe Forrest then was saying, they were like, Shiloh was like, Grandpa, are you going to put it out in a book or something? And he was like, no, I'm going to leave it up to the finder, but that's not an alternative. Maybe I'll give them, meaning the Forrest Fenn family, the benefit of the doubt that maybe they were just talking about, hey, this is going to end at some time. And if you're alive, Forrest, what are the different ways it could end? Maybe that's what it meant.
I could be with you, except for at the end when he's talking about Tubers talking about it. Tubers have never talked about, did the family talk with him about whether Jack was going to come out anonymously or not? What did Tubers talk about? Dale calling off the hunt, the emails between Dale and Forrest. So normally I'd give you that benefit of the doubt, but I think he's referring to the calling off of the chase, which is an alternative ending, but we don't know. We don't have enough information. We have just that one text, and I appreciate Ben for sharing that. And now I understand why there's been so much hubbub. I missed it all. I wasn't a part of it. So I missed it. I think there is, I think it'd be great to know or have out publicly what alternative ending means or what those discussions were. And I totally believe, and I don't know, that of course it was respectful. I think it was I think there was tenseness. Of course there was, people trying to kidnap granddaughters and people breaking into homes. And I mean, I do think it was bigger and more stressful than maybe what's perceived now, or how it is, or everybody just has their different perspective. Like Shannon said long ago, everybody can be at the same event, but people have different perspectives of what actually happened. So is it huge breaking news? It came from the family, and the family says there's a discussion of alternative endings to the hunt. That's similar to Dale's emails with Forrest. So
that's why we call it an intervention. In your face, Shiloh. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not using that word. He asked me not to. To me, between the word intervention, meeting, or event, that is like not seeing the forest to the trees. I don't care if we call it an event. I don't care if we call it a picnic. We can call it a picnic, and at the picnic, there was alternative endings discussed. To me, the word makes no difference. It is actually and the response. If the response of Shiloh's was just there was no intervention, that would have been a nothing burger. He says now the family was discussing alternative endings in a respectful way.
Oh, sorry. Well, I called the title of the video alternate ending, alternate. I think that's the same thing, but don't call me out for not using the exact words. But I will say this, and that is, one, if I made the thumbnail conspiracy theory bridge, and here's one you can go down, is what if they were talking about alternate endings if Forrest was to die before it was found? So they had a family meeting of, if you die and this thing is not found yet, well, how can we end it? Like, what's the alternate ending then? I just think that would have been an interesting conversation by the family.
Well, let me pick apart words just because I want to be Forrest and say what nouns and words mean. Okay, what was the ending? Forrest always said, I'm an interested observer, but I'm out of it. Somebody finds it and it's theirs. So it needs to be an alternative to that, right? You're getting into nuances.
Yeah, right.
The ending is someone finds it without any nudging, pulling, etc., and they own the treasure chest. Now there's alternatives being discussed. The alternatives being not calling it off, because we know he discussed that with Dale and we have email documents to prove that. Could it be not going and picking it up? Could it be? There's so many possibilities that, there's a lot that could be had. But the ending was a treasure hunter finds it. They own the treasure chest. What's the alternative to that? Those are the only things. Before die, after die, are they anonymous, not anonymous? He never talked about that. He says that's up to the find. His focus was treasure hunter finds it and it's theirs. So the family and Forrest were discussing alternatives to that.
We're assuming Forrest instigated the conversation. It could have just been the family saying, hey, why don't we do it this way? Let's talk about alternate endings that Forrest was against. I mean, one of the alternate endings could have been, Grandpa, why don't I just go pick it up this weekend and let's be done with this thing? So, you know what I mean? And that's a conversation. That could be a civil conversation. But wonder if the family was posing alternate endings and Forrest was like, no, we're not doing any of that. It's been out there for 10 years. I'm not going to end it now. And again, we don't know. We're speculating, everybody.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think over the time where Search or Death happened, the granddaughter almost got kidnapped, all of that, that there were discussions like that maybe through the years? Okay, so that's question one. Question two, when this discussion, or when I said intervention, was brought up, and I said to Shiloh, this is what happened and this is when it was, he knew exactly what I was talking about, and it was 2+ years beforehand. Do you think that that might show that there was maybe some heightened discussion, more strategic? There was maybe that was the one that they really did it in depth rather than just some. I just thought it was so interesting with so little information. Shiloh knew exactly the event I was talking about that I worded as intervention, which I won't, but he knew exactly what event that was.
Yeah, we can guess all day. That's for sure.
Right.
I mean, maybe not. Yeah. I know it makes sense what you're saying, but we'll never actually know. That's all.
Yeah, I think Shiloh, I don't know that this is like Captain Obvious. I fully believe Shiloh knows more than any of us, including myself, Kate, Rose, Cynthia. Of course. I just know that I sat with Forrest and I know what he told me. And I was there when, none of that. I think a lot of people, there's not just one person that has all the information, in my opinion, kind of like Dale's emails. Did the family know that Forrest had drafted these emails and sent them to Dale and called it off? I think there's bits of information, but of course, Shiloh lives with, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Shiloh knows a lot, but since Shiloh only talks a little, we get to analyze it. So yes, I think that's, I don't know. I think it's interesting to discuss, but since Shiloh's not talking except for saying alternative endings and strategic discussions, yikes.
I think it's possible. It's possible. I got to say,
I think it's possible. I think to me, it's possible, but not probable. We have the same attorney representing Forrest and his estate as representing Shiloh, and Shiloh has put out Jack and so many mounds of data for 9 Mile Hole, but could it be after this ending? Anything could be. I mean, I don't know if I trust. I don't think Shiloh personally. I don't think Shiloh is going to go against the statements he already has out, which was Jack was the finder, retriever, and owner of the treasure chest. And if you look at Condor and you look at the emails, they seem to say 9 Mile Hole. So is it possible? Anything's possible. The only thing I think not possible is I do think Forrest is passed, and I do think that treasure was sold at auction. Anything else I say is fair game. It could be cover stories. It could have been on Mars. Nothing would surprise. The aliens came and got it. I could go with anything at this point.
Yeah. Galaxy says the same thing I thought. Wasn't the intervention just days before it was found? That's what I thought. We have it wrong then. The timeline's wrong. Okay. All right. Was there something that happened just days before it was found? What are we getting confused with?
The Thursday before that Friday, Erskine, they did forced to get served with additional lawsuits on the day before Jack supposedly notified Forrest. That was the day before.
And also Matt and Cynthia visited the home that next day.
Cynthia was not there. See, that's the problem with all the.
Yeah.
Right, you go with the troll. You got to stop listening to the trolls. Cynthia was never at Forrest's house.
It's not trolls.
Right. Rumor mill trolls. Like there's too many people completely inventing stuff. So no, Cynthia was not at the home. It was Matt. And then Matt went to Cynthia's afterwards when he was escorted out.
That was the blow up that he didn't have a mask on. That's what I'm getting confused with. So you can say that was an intervention or a blow up. That's what I'm getting confused with. Okay, thanks, Ben.
Right. And Matt denied it until it came in Dan's book, and he said I was a liar, and then it ended up he was mistaken.
It wasn't an intervention, it was a discussion. Okay. All right.
But alternative endings, Forrest had already been, that wasn't the intervention. But yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what alternative endings means. I think that's going to be the new catchphrase, like dip your toe in it. This is the new catchphrase, alternative endings and event. There was some event and there was alternative endings. And then just a little while later, Forrest was emailing Dale with a long, rather long and specific way to announce to the community that the chase is over. Coinky dink. Maybe it's a
So
coinky
you're
dink.
saying that was about the same time frame. So the family has a discussion, a strategic conversation, and then a couple months later, Forrest emails Dale that December about maybe I'm going to pull it, maybe I'm going to end it.
No, I'm going to add something in the middle. So that discussion happens. Dale goes and visits Forrest, has a very private conversation with him. He no longer is writing his autobiography, and he goes from soldier to searcher. And then about a little bit later, he sends Dale to say, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing this. What do you think?" And in the meantime, he does a scrapbook dump of like 50 scrapbooks in 30 days, which he hadn't done more than 1 or 2 4 months at a time. Oh, it's a coinky dink. It's a conspiracy bridge. And it's all triggered by, it's so interesting because I believe Shiloh's probably intent was just to say there was no intervention, but he added detail enough that really is new information. When we talk about new information, we have known since that visit, Shiloh does not want this event meeting to be called an intervention. We've known that all along, but we got some more information that in this meeting they discussed alternative endings, much like what Forrest actually gave to Dale would be what I think. Quinky dinky.
Well, we do have some breaking news. The lost ending kind of sucked. I think we can all agree with that. Isn't that right, Ben? Okay. So let's get serious for a moment. We all know about Troy Barlow and that his son was murdered. So there is a GoFundMe. I just wanted to share the link real quick. If anybody has the means to donate, there it is. It's for funeral expenses. Here it is. Wayne Barlow's funeral costs. He's $1,400 raised, which is good, but I think the community can do better. It's just my opinion. So there it is. There's the link. And yeah, if anybody can give, go give. Because that's what we do. We help each other out. We can disagree all we want when it comes to the chase, but when real life happens, I think we're there for each other for the most part. And speaking of real life, I just want to say, Ben and Ashley, I heard about what happened. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to bring attention to it, but don't let some asshole change you guys. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, it's just an unfortunate situation, but yeah, definitely don't let it change what you guys do.
Yeah. So that is, so there's not a lot, but they're just, I hate to say 3 words, alternative, ending, strategic, really puts some new context into, really puts some new context. Maybe the alternative ending, I'm going to go with, I'll put a Ben conspiracy hat on, that it wasn't at 9 Mile Hole. Jack's maybe or maybe not the finder, but it's a cover story because D.B. Cooper's money is at the spot. Maybe that's the alternative. You don't know. It could be fun and epic. It can't just be like hell that we're in right now. Hell. This is not epic or fun. Not epic or fun. Oh gosh, no, I'm not.
It's only hell if you let it be hell. I'll just say it does cast doubt on 9 Mile Hole, in my opinion. I mean, it does make you think a strategic alternative ending. So if the family's like, where could we say it was? And it's like 9 Mile Hole is an obvious choice.
Wait. Whoa, stop. I need to, Mike just blew up the internet for me. I have to wait for it. I guarantee these are kids just wanting to get in the pool and pretending like, hey, I'm waiting for him. Okay. So when we take alternative, hi buddy, how you doing? I'm sorry. We have visitors here. So, okay. So here is, Mike, you just dropped the mic and I mean, yes, you and Ben are now bros. Okay. Hold on a second. When we say alternative ending, how can you say that is in relation to 9 Mile Hole? No. What? What did you just say that for? Like, what?
Well, it could be. I mean, you can't say it can't be, right?
Okay, when I take ending to mean does the searcher get to pick up the treasure chest or am I calling it off? Which was Dale's emails, correct? The emails that went from Forrest to okay, maybe I don't know. You guys all
possible. That's all. It's just possible. Alternate ending also meaning alternate location. I mean, it's possible. Is it plausible? No, which is what you said earlier. But it's possible. It just sheds doubt on everything. That's all. Which
it sheds more doubt. We're already in Doubtsville. Several people have said to me, this text by Shiloh, though probably not intended, now makes them think that this ending is dirty. And it was funny because I was talking to somebody else right before we went live, and they're like, yeah, we've kind of known that for years. And I'm like, hey, everybody has their tipping point. This was their tipping point. So Shiloh, keep at it. I think you should fully explain to Ben, who shares, and you're going to intend one thing. I don't know if you're understanding that your words may not. I would love you to explain more, Shiloh. I bet you were going to do this to his book as well, just because I think he intends one thing, but he gives away other stuff when he says it. I mean, it was tough for Forrest to do this for years. So, I mean, I don't know. Shiloh was, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's not huge, but it is something. And especially since I missed it for so long, I didn't even see it. Now Mike's questioning 9 Mile Hole with Ben. This is the weirdest day on the planet.
It just puts doubt in it. But no, they never said 9 Mile Hole in court. Correct, K-Pro? Because they couldn't, because of the injunction from the Department of Interior. So in the court cases, 9 Mile Hole was never said. Am I right?
That is incorrect.
Where did it say 9 Mile Hole in court?
Some of the emails were read word for word, and the emails of Jack's to Forrest letting him know where he was searching was not. It said 9 Mile Hole.
But
9 Mile Hole.
Forrest never said 9 Mile Hole.
Forrest is dead. Of course he couldn't. What are you talking about?
In the emails between Jack and Forrest, Forrest never confirmed 9 Mile Hole. Sure, Jack said, this is where I'm searching. You can put A, B, and C together to get 24. You know, if Jack is the finder, this is where Jack was searching. But Forrest has never actually confirmed it, correct?
You're drunk. What has happened? Ben shared some of his stuff with you. You've never had it in your life, but now I believe. What is happening?
Well, you wanted to go live. I didn't. But yeah, anyway. Alternate fending. There you go. With the $20 super chat. Hey, thanks. It's been a long time since we had a super chat. We appreciate that. And yeah, well, when you hear strategic alternate ending, and then, you know, it was Jack the strategic alternate ending, and it took him a year to put it together. Crazier things have happened.
I have a question for you. Forrest never used the words Jack was the finder. This A, B, and C equals 24. There's pictures of Forrest and Jack. There is Shiloh saying Jack was the finder and retriever. But does this put into question that Jack was the finder now? Because Forrest never said that. Yeah,
no,
in your face.
Jack was the finder. I believe Jack was the finder.
When did Forrest say that? Never. Same logic.
He didn't use the word Jack. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. If Jack is the finder, then Forrest lied about a couple things. Yes or no? Just straight up lied. Haven't communicated with him since 2018. The emails prove that's false, right? Yes or no, K-Pro? Answer the jury.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the other thing that's suspicious, and we talked about this just the other day, is somebody, I think it was a Jenny Kyle question. They asked Forrest, how many times have you been to the special spot? And he said a couple, right? So we know he fished at 9 Mile Hole more than a couple times. So does that mean the actual tree where the chest was, or how do you reconcile that answer with 9 Mile Hole?
Lie.
He lied.
Or forgetful. Yeah. Forgetful. He's forgetful. Yeah, communicating hasn't communicated since 2019. That one's a flat out.
Well, I'll say something in Forrest Fenn.
Daisy.
No, I'll say something in Forrest Fenn's defense. Think about it. How many times have you been to the treasure spot? That means the tree. A couple. He went twice to hide the treasure chest. Boom. He actually answered truthfully, right?
He needed a fishing line. He had never been to that tree ever.
He'd been there twice, a couple times to hide the treasure. How many times have you been there? A couple times. He went twice to hide the chest, to hide the gold. Technically, it's a truthful answer, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm just going to say you now speak Fenn and you now speak Ben. I'm done for today. I need to go crawl in a hole. What is going on? You're drunk and high, and you're not allowed to go anywhere.
Somebody find that question where they asked Forrest, how many times have you been to the special place? I thought his answer was a couple. Now, if he says a few times or whatever, but if he says a couple, that totally makes sense with 2 times. Got a super chat from the Treasure Warriors. Found by a man I had not communicated with since 2018. Is Jack a stand-in for someone else? Real finder who stuck around to make sure the fun comes? Shiloh, right? Suck around to make sure the fun comes.
Are you, so
Or
you're
is it
saying
Ben?
Shiloh is Jack is covering for Shiloh? That's what he's just saying. He's gotten on the pen train today. Okay, wait. I need him to bring that back up. Hold on. Kids are everywhere now. We got kids in pools. We got neighbors over. We
If not today, we'll go tomorrow.
hold on. I need. Okay, bring that
Sorry,
back
I'm
up.
back.
That's okay. Okay.
Over here.
Found by a man I'd not communicated with since 2018. I believe. Is Jack a stand-in for someone else? Yes, in my opinion. Real finder, kind of, in my opinion, who stuck around to make sure the fun to come. No, I don't think there's anyone going to bring true fun. The only one with the possibility is Shiloh. And if you think Shiloh is the one who stuck around for fun to come, that would mean Shiloh is attached to Jack in some way. And I don't think that's the case. That's my logic. Obviously, Mike and Ben are in agreement today. So it's not 9 Mile Hole and Jack's not the real finder. I'm sorry, I'm on planet. No, now I'm out on Pluto. I'm living on the sun, actually. It's going to be 117 here, guys, in a couple days.
By Jack, Forrest obviously meant Packer Jack, right? Oh, okay. Sorry, Packer Jack. Thanks for the super chat. I mean, it's interesting to talk about. I mean, I get tired of it. You know, there's peaks and valleys, right? Sometimes you just get tired of talking about it because we're never going to know. But then it's fun to talk about conspiracy theory bridge, especially when the grandson says a strategic alternative ending. That's, you know, maybe Shiloh would confirm. What do you mean? What did you talk about? What are the strategic endings that you talked about?
When was it?
Or
who was all there? Who said what? Did one of you say something that I told you, Shiloh, when I saw you, and then somebody else said something else? Is there a little bit of this conversation that may have leaked out to others? Maybe. I would just say maybe. And that's where I agree with Ben that Shiloh would know everything that happened in this meeting, but maybe there's some people that Forrest did talk to in private conversations and things. Just saying maybe. And since some aren't able or willing to talk and some know enough that it could piece together, I'm not in that business, but others I know are still really deep diving on investigating this. Let's see. Not clean ending is, I think, the easiest, because we don't want to use a word that's offensive, like, you know, so we'll say not as clean ending as we would have wanted as searchers in the search community that are waiting for epic and fun.
All right, sorry. I just got to show something real quick. Yeah, I mean, that didn't do it. Yeah, it's interesting to talk about, but we're never. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any explosive news in Shiloh's book, and I don't think there's going to be any explosive news in the Netflix doc either. What do you think, K-Bro? Do you think that's a possibility or no?
I think here's one. I think we have 3 significant events coming by the end of this year, and we have 2 significant events coming next year, early next year. How do you like that? Between documentaries, people dropping stuff happening, 3 and 2. 3 in 2023 and 2 in 2024. Boom. Boom. Can you guess them? No, don't guess them. Never mind. You know more than you should.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Treasure Warriors are with another super chat. Why was that chest on Forrest's desk? Let's talk about that. I don't think we've talked about that, have we? So in the stupid picture that was posted, which I don't want to get into, there was a Forrest Fenn's treasure chest on the desk in the den. What was that, K-Pro? What do you think?
So from the little bit of investigation I did, is it looks like a treasure chest. It does not look exact. There was a couple channels that did some side-by-sides. That was obviously a replica. So in my investigative skills, as much as I could do, I was wondering, is it the Vanetti chest? Was it the Max chest? Or was it a chest that Forrest made? Which one of the 3? Now, Forrest said that he made one that was exact. So it couldn't be that one, right? The Vanetti chest, somebody did a comparison from the Vanetti chest that was online or the one that Shiloh did pictures of and the Vanetti chest, and it was not that one. I contacted that Max guy and he said Forrest did contact him, but he never purchased a chest. It's not that one. It is not what we call the real chest, the one that Justin owns, because it wasn't exact to the pre-pictures. So it seems now we don't have Justin's real chest. It wasn't Forrest exact chest because it would match that one. It wasn't Vanetti's chest. It wasn't Max's chest. So I think we now have a 5th chest. Boom. Bring it. There we go. You saw my logic. Investigative skills. Captain Detective. Okay, go ahead. Blow it up.
There's my logic. That chest on the desk is the strategic alternate ending. That's the real chest, right? Yeah, no.
It doesn't look like the real chest, though. It doesn't have the same like design, except for it not being the real chest. It could be the real chest, sure. In your alternative universe of Ben and Shiloh buddies, sure.
It's obviously a copy of the chest, right? Now the question is, why did Forrest have it? If somebody gave it to him, because it's a cool thing to have. Yes, Future Gold Channel. That GoFundMe is for Why Must I Go, for the funeral for his son. So if you can give, please go give.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. We know of Vanetti's, we know of Max's, we know of Forrest's identical one he made it at his foundry. Where does this one? If those don't match, what is this? What is this phantom chest? Oh, I don't want to say the word phantom. Never mind. What is this alternative chest? Where did it come from? Who made it? Forrest didn't make it. Vanetti didn't make it. Max didn't make it. Who made it? Where did it come from? Where was it? It's magic. Is that where Shiloh's putting the next round of second TTOTC, even though Forrest said he'd never do this again? Shiloh's doing it. I don't know. Are they going to put a Dahori inside of it? I don't know. I'm here all night.
Maybe that's where the Bible is. Didn't he say it was for a book of days or something? Yeah, Steve, apparently that GoFundMe is closed. So if you guys email Troy, if you want to help him out and send him something, just email Troy direct. Troy, Why Must I Go? The YouTube channel, his email's there. I didn't realize he closed it. It's disabled for some reason. So sorry, guys. But
our donation went through, right? When did
no, ours did. He must have closed it in the last
Was that yes? Okay, I was going to say that was like yesterday or day before. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know the answers to these things. So we now have a picture of a chest that doesn't seem to be, and I have not done a deep dive myself to see if it's an exact match of Vanetti's. I did contact Max. Max said he didn't give that to, or he did not consummate a sale with Forrest. So he did not give or sell or anything to Forrest. So we really only know of the couple of others. Did somebody else give it? I don't know. But it sure makes it interesting. Now, if it would have come from and Shiloh said, it is mine, or it's now mine. It was my grandfather. So he did confirm it was on the table. Now, I do want to say something. So Forrest passed away on a Monday. Finale was on a Saturday. And Matt, Smell the Sunshine, was driving up through Santa Fe to pick up the donations, which was the finale shirt signed by Forrest and a couple of other items. He went into the den when he met with Forrest. And I'm sure Zoe wasn't there or would have escorted him out again. And he saw that chest on the table. And Forrest said, that's a replica. Because he said, I almost died. I actually shared a hotel room with him and Cynthia when he got to the finale. And he told us the whole story.
What?
Not like that. It was me and Cynthia and him. And well, that makes it worse. Never mind. Anyway, he told us, he's like, I walked into the den and there was a chest that looked like the chest. And then Forrest explained, no, this is a replica that I have. So, and then Shiloh confirmed that now it's his. He's living in his grandpa's house. So of course I think, and I don't think the rest of the family wants any Chase memorabilia. So can you talk about the one Justin bought? Sure. The one that just
pictures or something from Justin, or is that never, that's not going to happen, or we don't know?
Well, the last thing so there's two questions here. The one thing that Justin said was once the LLC dissolves, he's going to be able to show the inside pictures and talk about his story. That was a few weeks, maybe a month back. I don't know, get in touch with him, Mike. I know you chat with him from time to time. He has not come out yet. I think he wants to, because he was on Discord saying that he wants to. I don't know what his avenue will be. Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. So the one that Justin bought was from Jack, and then everything else got sold at Heritage except for, I think it was the treasure chest, the dragon bracelet, some of the coins, the counterfeit coins that, remember, Shiloh says may not be counterfeit, even though NCG says they are. Shiloh knows more than NCG. You know that, Mike? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore, everybody. Maybe it'll all be clear in the Netflix doc. It won't be, but we can at least hope that it will be. And that's the problem. It's never going to be clear. It's going to be clear as mud. So that's the problem. We can all have our conspiracy theories. All right. Anything else, K-Pro?
No. So we are waiting to hear from Justin. And I think it'll be awesome if we hear his story, because that's a unique story. Even though he didn't find it, he got it. There was an experience. I'm sure that he had some communication directly with Jack. It'd be interesting to hear. So we have that. And then, as Shiloh, Justin bought the chest. Yes, Justin bought the chest and all the items that went to Heritage. He was the Heritage guy. He was the LLC. He set it up on Discord a few weeks ago of, once the LLC is dissolved, I will be able to communicate, but I can't until the LLC is dissolved. And so, yes, he said it in many different ways, but he said it. There you go. So there you have it. And we talked 40 minutes about 3 words, but 3 words. Shiloh's got slaining to do. Not that he will, but it sure does. Like you say, it takes some logical people, which I think you are logical and sane, Mike. I don't know why you married me, but you're logical and sane. And you just said it cast doubt. And several of the sane people emailed me and said, did you see this? This now cast doubt that I never thought I'd say before. I think maybe that's what Shiloh wants us to think. Shiloh wants us to know there was something on the ending, or he's completely oblivious. I don't know which one. I'm going to side with he knows exactly what he's doing, and he wants us to know there was a not clean ending, and more to come. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so you know how when you exercise, you go for a long run, you have to calm down, you have to walk it off. So we're going to walk it off. We're going to switch topics now to something a little bit more fun. If you happen to live in New York and you have $45,000, I think I should show you guys this storage unit right here. The mother, is that not it? Yeah, that is it. Look at this, guys. It's a lean unit, K-Pro. It is at $40,000. It ends in a day and a half. Look at all those comic books. That's the holy grail right there.
Where is this located?
This is Long Island, New York.
Oh, if it was closer, I would totally pull savings out, take a second mortgage and buy it. But no, honey, no.
It could be in these boxes that are all taped up nice and neat. I mean, this is a collector's unit right here. Packer Jack, I'm looking at you. You know somebody I'll help you sell it, whoever buys it. I mean, these are old boxes. These don't look new. X Factory. Oh, well. But anyway, yeah, that's just crazy. I mean,
they are filled with pillows.
Yeah, no. Look at that. Conan the Barbarian. Okay, anyway, but let's look at one that's a little more realistic, everybody.
Oh my God, I leave you alone. You're agreeing with Ben. You're going with Shiloh, and now you're storage warring it again.
This one's in Fresno, California, a short 6-hour drive for you, K-Pro. And it's only at, where are we at here? And it's only at $990. It ends in 2 days. Look at all the Star Wars in here. Well, I
can see nothing except for the last one.
Oh, what the heck? Oh, my bad. All right, hang on. That was a test to see if she was paying attention, everybody. See, she's interested. She doesn't want you guys to know, but she's interested.
I'm playing the series, baby.
Okay. Oh, that's the next thing we're going to talk about. So this is in Fresno, California. It is a private seller, so it's not a lean unit.
Done. Over. No.
But look at all this stuff. The important part is right here. Look at all the Star Wars. Brand new in the package. If somebody could get this for $1,000, that's actually pretty awesome. A short 6-hour drive from us, K-Pro. So anyway, think about it. We'll talk about it later. And that's storage unit talk for today, everybody. We're going to get another unit. We just don't know when. If it's too hot out here to get a unit right now. But the other breaking news is me and K-Pro are going to take a shot. World Series of Poker. It's over in like a week and a half. The main event's happening. They're in the money. We didn't play the main event. But there is a brand new event this week that they've added for the first time. Me and K-Pro are going to take a shot. We're going to play. We're going to play Wednesday, I believe, is Flight B. So we're going to jump in at Wednesday. Can K-Pro go deep once again and come make the final table like she did in the ladies' event? Can I actually go deep and actually place? We'll see. But, yeah, we're going to play Wednesday. So maybe we'll film it.
But the big thing for me, and a lot of people have asked, I did not play the main event. I think there was enough action to buy. I didn't feel comfortable taking thousands and thousands of dollars. I have hooked up with the coach. I haven't decided which level I'm going to go to, but I'm aiming for next year. If you know anything about poker, it's like chess. It's going to take years to refine.
That's pretty good. That's the comment of the night from Steve Klein. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. We're listening, K-Pro.
I got a kid situation. So you explain.
Oh, all right. All right. That's it, everybody. Yeah. Shiloh puts out little tidbits, and you know what? Shiloh can do that. All we can do is wait and see what the epicness and fun is to come. A book, Netflix, or something else. And yeah, we're here. You know, we're going to go play poker this week. We're going to go in the pool right now, and we'll get a storage unit eventually. But if somebody gets that unit in New York, let me know, because that's the holy grail right there. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats, and we'll see you guys next time. Say bye, K-Pro. All right. See you, everybody.